What's going on, everyone? Welcome back inside another episode of the Air Traffic Control Podcast. I am your host, Dominic Leocounty, the voice of the Lafayette Aviators. And with me today are two very special guests, two of seven returners from last year's squad. We got Calvin Shepard and Coley Stevens, LSU Shreveport and Indiana Tech. Thank you so much, both of you guys, for joining me on the pod. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with this because you guys are the first returners I'm talking to for the pod. What was coming back to Loft like and just getting situated here in the first couple of days back?
For me, it was pretty easy. I live with my grandparents, so I moved in a little early, got to spend some time with them, went golfing, just hanging out.
Yeah, it was pretty easy for me too. I mean, I had like a 12-hour drive back from Shreveport the other day. Got to spend a couple days at home. Then it's only like a real easy 1-hour drive from Indy.
Okay. You guys are both local guys.
Yeah.
Close here, right? So you said it's about an hour from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask then, what's the dynamic like? Because you're with your family, right, this summer? Or are you with the host family?
No, I'm actually living with David.
Oh, that's right. You're living with our general manager, President David Krakauer. So that's all. What's that dynamic like, man? What's that?
I actually haven't seen him like at the house.
Okay.
He was, when I actually got there last night, he was here working on a bunch of stuff. So,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I haven't. His wife let me in. I talked to her a little bit. Watched the Pacers blow 20 points heat. But
you a big Pacer fan?
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I would have just rather them gotten blown out, honestly.
That I
was just out for the heart.
I'm with you. Cole, you say you're living with your grandparents. Well, Sam, what's that like? That's got to be awesome for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I stayed with them last summer too. It's just, you don't really have to go through that awkward phase where you meet a new family and move into a house that you've never been to before. So it's at the house where we do all of our Christmas and Thanksgiving gatherings. So it's very nice.
So returners, why come back to Lafayette? And Calvin, we'll start with you, man. Like, what about the Aviators and this organization made you say, you know what, I want to spend another summer here?
I mean, just everything. Last year I had such a good time. Going into summer ball, it can feel like a bit of a grind because you're playing so many games, like throughout, it's very condensed 2 months for the most part. And then, you're away from home, your family, depending on how far you are, like family, friends are away. But, I liked it a lot here. It was close enough to home where people that I know could come watch me play whenever. I mean, I had a great time with the group of guys we had last year. I mean, David, everybody that works here was so great, took great care of us. I mean, summer just flew by. I wasn't expecting, even after I knew I wasn't going to be able to pitch anymore for the rest of the year, there was still like 3-4 games left. I wanted to stick around just to, be around everybody until the very end. Like, it was really fun.
What about you, Cole?
I mean, pretty much said it all. For me, I was born here in Lafayette. So aside from like my mom and dad, all my family's here, aunts, uncles, obviously my grandparents. So it's just, if I'm going to play somewhere, why not play here? And obviously, like he said, it's a great time. We get taken care of here pretty well. So
no, for both of you guys, are the comp tickets going to be like kind of through the roof? Are there going to be games where you guys are going to have like big groups of family out to watch you guys pitch?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're going to try not to go too crazy, but yeah, I think there should be a decent amount of people coming to watch.
Yeah, I would say so. I know for opening night, I'll probably have to get 4 or 5 that I know of as of right now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Calvin, let's talk about you with LSU Shreveport. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, not your first institution that you've been with, right? What's the college journey been like for you? How did you find LSU Shreveport? How did you make it your home? Like, what was that recruiting process like?
So I started off my freshman year at the University of Illinois, played there. Then my sophomore year, I went to go play at Blackhawk College, which is a JUCO up in like the Quad Cities area, if you know where that is. And I had 2 other teammates at the school at the time that were already committed to go play at Shreveport. My pitching coach there at the time put me in touch with the head coach there. He saw some video, decided to take a chance on me there too, and I really enjoyed it there this year. Excited to go back next year after a good summer here in Lafayette.
And for you, Coley, for you being at Indiana Tech, what was that like for you? Just overall, the recruiting process. Why did you feel like it would be the best fit for you?
It's 10 minutes from my house. I didn't really have a ton of schools looking at me out of high school. It was some small D3 schools, couple in Indiana, couple in Ohio. And then I had St. Francis and Indiana Tech both recruiting me around the same time. And, they're virtually the same area. I lived at home, so I would have been able to do that at both schools. I think it really just came down to how successful the programs were and the nicer facilities, and Indiana Tech was better in both of those aspects. So that was a pretty easy decision, I'd say.
You're the only returning All-Star on this Aviators roster. For you last season, what was working with you on the mound and kind of turning into that ace role for you, and maybe a leadership role as well now this year? I mean, for you, what from last summer do you want to carry over to the summer?
Keep throwing strikes. That was sort of a problem most of our pitching staff had. And with it being a wood bat league, and here at Loeb, it's a pretty big ballpark. I found if you just keep the ball in the zone, either one, they're not going to hit it, and if they do hit it, it's not going to go super far. Obviously, I gave up my fair share of home runs into the water park, but yeah, I mean, Coach Saylor's really just got on us about throwing strikes, and I just made that my goal. I figured if I went out there and I gave up 10 runs, at least I was in the zone and I threw strikes, and I knew Coach Saylor's wouldn't be too upset with me. So
let's talk about playing for Coach Saylor's. What's that dynamic like? Was that a big driving factor for both of you to come back here? Let's start with you, Calvin.
Yeah.
What's playing for him like?
He's really good. I mean, there's like kind of a stereotype of summer ball where like you get a lot of coaches that don't really care. It's like, I'll just kind of roll the bats out, do whatever. But here he's coached at the college level before. He takes it seriously. I mean, he treats us like professionals, which is great. I mean, he's super knowledgeable about the game of baseball. You can trust everything he says. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a coach that I really look forward to playing for again.
Coley, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same. I didn't really know what to expect. Last year was my first year playing summer ball. And, I kind of heard something like he said, it's just laid back. You're just out there to have fun. And I look forward to that. You definitely get that here, but he also wants to win. He is a competitor. And I really enjoyed having that kind of a coach, to stand behind you and put out the best guys and make a good effort to win rather than just have fun and not care about the outcome.
What excites you most about coming back for both of you? Because a very good team last year, maybe some injuries obviously riddled you guys later into the season, but now that you have a lot of your returners back healthy, you've got a really young, good squad. I mean, what excites both of you about, coming into the summer and being, ready to compete and try to one-up yourselves from last year?
I think like the familiarity of it is going to be huge, because coming into it last year, it was like you're adjusting to a new place, new coaches, new like facilities, everything. But coming back for a second year, I think it'll be a little bit easier to hit the ground running. And instead of having to take so much time to get used to everything, get settled in. Like, I'm familiar with Loeb, Lafayette. Like, obviously I got 6 other guys that are here with me. So I think, team chemistry should be pretty good. I'm just looking forward to being back here. I think we should have a pretty good year.
Cool.
Yeah, I think us 7 guys, you said 7 returners, we know what it takes to win. We had the success in the first half, and so hopefully we have a lot of guys stick around and we can get a hot start like we did last summer and just keep it rolling throughout the end.
Now, Coley, you say you're born in Lafayette. Were you kind of like last year, like the tour guide for a lot of guys? Like, oh, this is what we're doing here. This is where we can fish there. This is where we can hang out.
Not so much. I don't ever actually remember living in Lafayette. It was a thing. I was born here, and I think we stayed here for maybe a year or two, and then we bounced around a little bit. And then I basically grew up in Fort Wayne, I would say. I don't know the exact amount of years, but I think 16 or 17 years of my life were in Fort Wayne. So, yeah. I know my way around town a little bit.
Yeah. Now that if you had a summer last year, right? Yeah,
for sure.
So, for you two, I guess, how did you, because obviously 60 games in 2 months, a grind, some off days sprinkled in between. And Coley, we'll start with you. What are some things that you guys like to do off the field, hobby-wise, that maybe a lot of people wouldn't know about you?
I like golfing. I go golfing with my grandpa a lot. We actually just went yesterday or 2 days ago. And then go to the Y pretty much every off day we can, even most game days go there. Play some basketball or something. So
Is that a big thing? Was that a big thing with the Aviators last year? Is like cool bet the Y or
I don't know. I didn't really play. Yeah, I didn't play for you, but yeah, I didn't play a lot last year. Basketball wise, I would go to the Y a majority of the days, and I'd like the swimming pool and the hot tub and the sauna mainly. Where that was my thing.
Gabo, what about you? What do you like doing around here?
Yeah, I definitely like playing basketball. Why is a big one. I'd even do that on days we're playing.
Yeah,
I'm not.
just come in early, like except for like a 7 o'clock first pitch up in the morning.
I'd go there. I'd play basketball to warm up. Then I'd go like lift weights upstairs.
Okay.
Hit the sauna. Like basically just use the entire YMCA, like hot tub, sauna, pool. But just make sure I get the most out of the free membership we get.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. Then sometimes I'll hang out with some of the guys around. Maybe go down to Purdue, whatever. Just kind of hang around the guys a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
You guys have like favorite spots to eat around here at least? Like spend the summer, maybe you're like, hey, this restaurant's nice, or like, is there any places that you've maybe found that are low underground?
Not found, because being back here for holidays and stuff, we always get Arnie's. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Arnie's guys, yeah. Good pizza. Like if you were to recommend a dish from Arnie's, like what do you go with? Like telling somebody you got to get this.
I like their salads. The Arnie Junior is what it's called, and then they have a Texas barbecue sandwich that's
Okay.
pretty good.
Got what about you?
There's this like kind of diner. I forgot the name of it. I think it's somewhere on campus or right outside.
Okay.
I don't know if.
Is it Triple X?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
mhm.
Triple X. Yeah.
That's a good one. Their beer's killer, man.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how much I do you guys drink, but yeah. But before as we get towards the later stages of the show, you guys both, we were talking about pitch mixes off camera. You guys had really healthy pitch mixes. Gallo, we'll start with you, man. Just talk about the development of each of your pitches, your out pitch, and how you developed yourself as a pitcher.
Well, for pretty much my whole time I've been pitching, I've been like fastball, curveball, like a little bit of a changeup. The slider has been a relatively new pitch for me this year. That's kind of taken over as my primary off-speed pitch, just because the curveball, it's kind of like a bigger pitch. It gets kind of hard to throw consistently for strikes at times, but the slider is it's a little more firm, just easier to control. So I've been using that more as kind of my out pitch go-to, and then the curveball is kind of turned into more of like a get me over pitch or like a freeze, just kind of to keep the hitter honest. The changeup has been something that I've also been. I kind of alternate between that and the slider being like my best off-speed brush or non-fastball for the day. It just kind of depends on feel. Like, I guess I have 5 pitches technically, but I don't really ever have all of them going at once. But it's nice to be able to have different options sometimes.
Yeah, must eat for sure. Coley, for you, we were talking about a sinker, right?
He had the sinker.
Oh, you had the sinker. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you working with?
I would say I'm majority fastball slider. Curveball is kind of a give me over pitch, like he said. I'm normally around 50 to 60% slider. That's like my main go-to pitch, just because I don't throw the hardest. But if I can locate my fastball well, I like to work in a little bit, even maybe a little up in the zone. That's where my fastball is most effective. And then the changeup's very hit or miss. It's my most inconsistent pitch, and I don't throw it too often.
Okay. Before we gotta let you guys go, you guys want to do some rapid fire real quick, just like 3 or 4 questions? Let's start with this. I know you're pitchers, but would you rather hit a walk-off homer or rob a walk-off homer?
Say hit one.
Hit one? Yeah. Why?
I haven't hit a home run since I was like 13. And I've definitely never hit a walk-off run, so I just feel like that'd be kind of fun.
The energy,
Yeah, I would agree. I think maybe for me, I could see myself being able to hit a home run before I could actually rob a home run. So it's just more realistic.
Yeah, especially here.
Yeah, that's awesome. The lights and stuff. Yeah. Give us your MLB comps, like who you're comparing yourself to.
I was supposed to be rapid fire, but I'm kind of
thinking about this.
Yeah. I guess Adam Wainwright would be
okay. That's a unique one. I like that. Why Adam Wainwright?
Well, he's like my favorite pitcher growing up. I'm a big Cardinals fan. Like, I wanted to throw the curveball because of him, and he's like a pitcher, like just on and off the field. How I kind of modeled my game after, just kind of about his business, nothing too flashy, just kind of
Coley?
I don't know about comp. I couldn't think of one, but I was a big Marcus Stroman fan.
Yeah,
just because he was small. I'm a smaller guy, height wise. So yeah, he was kind of like my role model growing up. He has a brand, HDMH, Heart Doesn't Measure Height. I would wear shirts and bracelets of his when I was younger. So,
That's awesome. I love that mentality, man. That's some good stuff. Let's say coming back from a long road trip from like example like Johnstown or something. You stop at a gas station. It's midnight. You get 3 items. What are you going with?
Probably going with like a body armor of some sort. Maybe like a bag of chips, whatever they have, whatever the best option is in there, and then maybe some gum, just to keep myself
keep the breath fresh too. Yeah. Chloe, what about you, man?
I'm a big Gator Light guy.
Okay.
It's the Gatorade hydration drink. Maybe like a chocolate milk protein drink. And then if I'm feeling candy, the Nerd Clusters. If I'm feeling food, probably combo.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good mix of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good mix. We are the Aviators. So if you were asked to land a plane in an emergency situation, do you think you could?
No chance.
No chance?
No.
But just right away, no. Why not?
I just got to be realistic. I mean, I'd give it a good shot, but if there's no one else in there to like help me guide, like give me at least a clue of what I'm supposed to do. Like you've seen the inside of a cockpit of a plane. There's so many different things.
It's like just a whole video game.
Like the lights would just be a little too bright for me.
Coley, what do you think? Yeah, probably not else. I'd like to hope so, but I doubt it. I
love it. Final thing that if you're coming into the summer with one set goal, this is exactly what I want to improve on so I can feel confident heading back to campus in the fall. What's the one thing you want to accomplish this summer? Tell us.
I just want to get ahead and be in the zone as much as possible. Get 0-1 on as many hitters as I can. Just limit the walks, free bases. I think that's the biggest thing for me to, that's what I need to improve on this year. Throw my off-speed stuff for strikes. Just not try to be too fine or try to paint corners so much. It's just fill it up.
Strike, yeah.
Because I got to realize that a good hitter still will only get a hit like 30% of the time, maybe more. So odds are still in my favor.
Okay.
As a pitcher.
I like that. I love that. Coley?
I'd like to throw a little harder. I haven't really been able to gain too much velo since I've been in college. So, I like to think I have a pretty good feel for pitching and pitchability. Because you kind of have to when you don't throw as hard as most guys that are here. With the competition we're facing, you kind of have to try and be perfect. So I think gain a couple miles per hour heading back before my senior year would be nice.
Awesome. Well, hey, both of you, Calvin, Coley, thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode. We're excited to have you guys back. Good luck this season, and welcome back to Lafayette.
And thank you for having us.
Make sure you tune in to more episodes of the Air Traffic Control Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, whether you're listening, you're watching. We appreciate your listenership, your viewership. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff at us wherever you get your podcasts. Until then, I've been Dominic Leacani, along with my two awesome guests today. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you for another edition.